plenty of time on the clock. What a save from Ter Stegen, but by no means Costa's greatest ever penalty strike.
Not at all. It wasn't a great penalty taken. But somebody got in. No, Ter Stegen moved before Costa hit the ball.
Yellow card for the Barcelona keeper. Gerard Piqué seems to have a smile on his face. He's off the line.
Yeah, no feet on the line.
Well, it's a little bit of good fortune. Who's going to take it? Will it be Costa again? Piqué, Rakitic, Alba. Discussing it with the referee. Leo Messi gets in there too. Sorry, Albert.
Yeah, and referee is still talking to the war room. So I don't know if he has it very, very clear. If he repeats the penalty, it's because he was told by the VAR that he had to repeat it, but still talking to them.
Well, Barcelona really crowding the referee, Mr. Hernandez now.
No Costa, Simon.
Looks like Saul, a player with nerves of steel. Piqué and Messi. Messi trying to urge Piqué to leave him to discuss it with the ref. Well, the heel is 2 inches off the goal line when Costa strikes the ball.
Yeah, what they consider possibly is that he moved that feet, even just inches, but he lifted his feet from the goal line, and that's why the penalty has to be retaken.
Penalty retaken is going to be Saul Nieguez to take it. Well, what's going through his head? Saul against Ter Stegen. Can Ter Stegen save it again? No, he can't. He goes the wrong way. And Saul equalises for Atletico. 18 minutes on the clock. Barca 1, Atletico 1.
Well, despite the penalty, Barcelona should analyze how Carrasco got into that position. How was Arturo Vidal the one to chase him?
Well, basically because he left Gerard Piqué sitting on the grass, didn't he?
Exactly, yeah.
So, questions will be asked about Semedo, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what we said about this diamond shape in the midfield. Sometimes you leave the defense a little bit unprotected, and well, Atletico, they know how to attack and where to attack, which is in the wide areas, through the flanks, either by the wingers or through the fullbacks. And this is something that Barcelona will have to take care, because now it's been Carrasco, but on the other side can be Correa or Llorente. So the weak areas of Barcelona playing this diamond system is obviously the flanks.
Well, it's just about the best start possible to this one. The game being sold as the last real huge game for Barcelona. If they were to lose, then really Real Madrid would feel superbly positioned. It's a game Setien and his boys must win, especially after dropping those 2 points up at Vigo at the weekend. Free kick to Atletico. Flicked on. It's a chase for Carrasco. Correa was with him, but Semedo got there first, and it'll be a throw-in to Atletico. Griezmann looking on for Atletico player, of course. And I think if you look at the benches, Albert, obviously we'll discuss this more as the game wears on, but Atletico have such depth on the bench. So many players there they can bring on to make a huge impact if necessary.
Yeah, mainly offensive players. Yeah. Morata, Lemar, Vitolo, plenty. João Felix, plenty of them.
Barcelona really looking at, apart from the youngsters who are brought in, you're looking at Ansu Fati, Braithwaite and Griezmann. So talent there on the Barca bench too, attacking talent. Ter Stegen out to Clement Longley. Semedo makes a move to across the halfway line, forced back by Carrasco. Ivan Rakitic. Busquets. Looked sharp in the early moments, Busquets, as Vidal finds Semedo. Barclay. Rakitic. Alba outside him. He goes inside to Suarez. Here comes to Ricky Puig. Puig forced to run with the ball and return it to Barclay. Now Joao Piqué again. It's Messi. Always trying to thread it through to Semedo, but Lodi spotted the danger. Vidal wins it, finds Messi superbly. Messi in the area, tries to go on! So close for Messi, and he knows it. Well, it does look as though Messi is feeling inspired tonight. There's something about him when the big games come up, and Messi pulls on that Barcelona shirt. I mean, that's inches away, and Oblak was beaten. Oblak was a long way away from getting his glove to that.
Yeah, he's 100% on the game. You know, Leo Messi, well, he knows he's possibly the only player who can make Barcelona champion in any of the competitions, so he's very motivated, but watch out with the counters.
It's Llorente. Still Llorente. Waiting to find the best option. Squares it to Partey. Thomas has definitely got a shot from that kind of distance, if you can see a gap. Correa neat turn. Vidal with the intercept. Correa returning it to Carrasco. Carrasco wide. Lodi's cross is a good one. Costa just forced wide of that by Clement Lenglet. What a fantastic left back Renan Lodi is proving to be. It's a chase for Messi. He can't keep this one in though.
But it's very interesting, Simon, what both teams are doing when they are attacking. Despite the shape of the team, when they are attacking, they put most of the players inside and they leave the flank for the fullbacks. Watch out, Rakitic.
Rakitic on the ball, returns it to Messi. Messi stumbles and loses control and his body there and finds Carrasco. Now Thomas. Little touch from Costa. The advantage for Clement Lenglet. Messi stays down. Okay. It's Vidal. Now Semedo. Gets away from Lodi. Quick to get back to his feet after feeling the contact of the Brazilian left back's boot. Busquets. There's Rakitic. Alba. Side to Puig. Gets very quick and sharp between Puig, Rakitic, Alba and Suarez. Now it's Messi. And it's a fine challenge from Tomas. Carrasco. That long stride of his. Busquets struggling to keep up with him. It's a good ball. Costa. Sal nods it on to Carrasco. It's Costa. Nearly fell to Llorente. Instead it falls to Vidal. There is Vidal again. Ricky Puig in space. Suarez. It's Jordi Alba. Rakitic to Busquets. Vidal. Now Semedo wandering forward. Forced back by Lodi. Barclay to Rakitic again. Barcelona looking to just dominate possession for a while. Semedo. Puig makes a run. Semedo returns it to Vidal. Messi comes in. Puig a little touch on to return it to Messi. Gives the impression of knowing exactly what to do, Ricky Puig, as a product of the Barcelona youth system.
is very good in that, Simon.
Yeah.
Even in crowded areas, he is good in holding the ball, in keeping possession. His first touch is excellent. Then
He plays with his head up, Albert.
Exactly.
Looks, doesn't he? And that's so important.
And he finds the spaces to receive like now, and then he decides well. You see, he does very well. Possibly the only thing, the pass was not good, but the decision was good. Possibly the only thing is he's able to do the pressing after losing the ball for 4 or 5 seconds. But if he has to track back someone in a long range, then he has more difficulties. What we see in this clash with Messi and Saul.
If you look at the passing stats, it's quite astonishing. But if you looked at the passing stats between Barca and Atletico over the last half dozen years or so, that's probably the kind of ratio we'd be looking at as Thomas Partey drives to the halfway line, tries to link with Llorente. Ter Stegen, calm as you like, chips out. Busquets. Semedo to Lionel Messi. Semedo. Messi forced to chase there and he gets away from Lodi's sliding challenge with ease. Almost contemptuous ease. Lodi battling with Vidal, goes down. Vidal frustrated at the length of time it took Hernandez to blow the whistle there.
But what a piece of skill. He's just waiting for him to go on the floor and then just switch off. It's unbelievable. It seemed like he wasn't looking at him, but he was. And just waiting for his movement to go down.
I don't think Vidal can have too many complaints about the ref's decision there. City are looking on, what a tough week it's been for him. Eder Sarabia is number 2 behind him. The centre of the whirlwind of rumours. Great work from Pudge. He wins the free kick. Saul with the foul. Great opportunity for Ricky Pudge. We all expected when Quique Setien took over at Barcelona would have more protagonism. And this is about as important as it gets since then.
Well, it is. I think it's a good player, quality. It is true that the injury of Frenkie de Jong just helped a little bit, just to put him in the first 11. For instance, so they didn't expect him to play. I expect more Vidal and Rakitic in those positions and possibly Griezmann. But he decided that he wanted the control of the ball.
Here's Messi, side footed wide. Well, a couple of sighters for Leo Messi. That one a little bit less precise than you might have expected. Good work from Alba, always keen to look for Messi. Messi himself will be disappointed with that one, I think. It's well left by Correa. Now Carrasco. Here's Renan Lodi. Lodi with the outside of his foot, didn't quite connect. Busquets for Barcelona. Suarez making a run, gets a touch to it, but not quite enough to keep the ball in play. Throw into Atletico.
But how clever was Suarez when he saw that Lodi went forward and lost the ball, just immediately just made a diagonal move and asked for the ball exactly in the position where Lodi wasn't there because he just went forward. So it's using perfectly the spaces. And this is a cooling break. I was telling you before that when they're attacking Simon, both teams are putting a lot of players in the middle. And basically they play wide with the fullbacks. But the difference is when Barcelona defends in a diamond shape, it is difficult that the midfielders get to the fullbacks and chase them because they are all in the middle. But Atletico de Madrid, because they're defending with 2 lines of 4, they cover more width, the width of the whole pitch with these 4 players and the same line. So 2 different ways of defending. Barcelona more difficult to be attacked through the middle, but more difficult to defend the flanks and the fullbacks of Atletico.
Well, the camera's following pretty closely Eder Sarabia there, the number 2 to Quique Setien. The accusation is that Leo Messi in particular didn't exactly pay too much attention to him in a cooling break in the game against Celta up in the Banca Balaidos. But I don't know how much you can read into the facial expressions or gestures of players in a moment like this when they're 30 minutes into a half, they're drinking water, they're trying to listen to the coach's instructions as well.
Well, you normally have to listen, Simon. This is the own goal of Costa. But normally, what happens is that the first coach normally have more protagonists than the assistant. In this case, it's different because Quique Setién is more a calm coach, and Sarabia is more protagonist. But the players normally they're not used to that, and sometimes it looks strange the situation. But well, this is how it is. I mean, he's younger and he talks more to the players more than Quique Setién, and the players sometimes they should adapt also to the situation. A different way that I don't know is the way that he talks to players, which obviously I don't know, and don't know if somebody can complain.
Well, early in the season there were comments that his language was a little bit ripe. Control it, Correa couldn't get the shot off, and in the end it's collected by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Smile on the face of Correa there. There's Busquets. Vidal. Semedo doesn't fancy going forward, returns it to Arturo Vidal. Long play. Busquets. Vidal again is Messi. Semedo. Still Vidal. Busquets showing for the ball. Turns. Picks out Rakitic. He's got Alba outside him. Instead he drives it in. It's blocked by Jimenez. Semedo knocks it down for Vidal to chase. He won't get there. Well, just the frenetic rhythm of the game has slowed a bit since the cooling break. So Black takes the short goal kick. This is Felipe. Lodi dropping back. Picks out Carrasco's good header, good idea, looking to set Costa free, but Semedo read the danger. Rakitic hits it straight at Saul. This is Tomas. Now Correa. Arias. Tomas to Saul. Carrasco. There's a confident feeling about the way Atletico are playing this first half as Lodi slides it inside to Costa. Costa plays it wide. Arias into the box. Correa looking to link with Llorente, who wasn't quite as precise as he could have been. It's one straight back though by Arias. Correa trying to twist and turn, the ball falling to the feet of Busquets. Suarez helps it on his way to Leo Messi. Messi goes down and wins a free kick, and it's going to be a yellow card for Saul.
Well, that's a clear yellow card. And
no argument about that, is there?
Look at the tip of Leo Messi was with his right foot. So you never know what he's gonna do. He's waiting for the reaction of his opponent, and then he reacts opposite. So it's unbelievable.
Long play to Rakitic, supported by Alba. Butch, pretty bullied there by Thomas Partey. He did well to get the pass off. Busquets finds Messi, lovely control. Carrasco does well, it'll be a Barcelona throw. Messi takes it, finds Arturo Vidal. fascinating spectacle out there, I bet, because as we often say when these two teams face each other, you couldn't have two more different approaches to football, really, but both attractive in their own way and both successful in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fair to say that Atletico, we're seeing them trying to play more football. What it means with that having Costa or Morata, normally when they got the ball back, possibly a few months ago, they just look for the striker straight away with a long ball to hold it and play the ball back. Now, when they have the ball, instead of that, they try to pass the ball to each other, to associate in the midfield, to put 3 or 4 passes in a row. So basically, to take that ball forward in a different way. And this is something that we've been asking and demanding of Atletico de Madrid and Simeone. And it looks like at the end they just there's something else to add to their fantastic football.
Lovely reception of the ball and turn from Diego Costa there. As Atletico seem to get on the front foot. This is Llorente, Carrasco, and also Lodi. Lodi leaves it for Yannick Carrasco, who still has the option of the Brazilian outside him. Cuts it back to Costa. Costa inside finds Llorente trying to get away from Semedo. Rakitic in with a firm challenge. And the loose ball collected by Ter Stegen, who's very quick to look for an option to release it, but can't see one. Plays it short to Arturo Vidal.
But what's Barcelona doing very well also when they lose the ball, they're reacting quick and they just basically press very fast in these 3 or 4 seconds after losing it. And then even if the fullbacks or Atletico Madrid are going forward and they are off number, they track back very, very quick. It's something that they didn't do in the last games. And today, at the moment that they lose the ball, they press or they drop and they never out of number and they never in problems in the counter-attack. So they all react very quick and defend it very quick.
Rakitic for Barcelona, Jordi Alba. Alba's cross, and it's dealt with by Felipe, but Vidal was lurking. Atletico get it away, only as far as Gerard Piqué. Busquets again. Boy loses out, but Llorente unable to hold on to it once he'd stolen it. Here's Semedo. Turns inside Carrasco, finds Messi. Puig. Vidal back to Messi. I think trying to link up with Nelson Semedo, who was rooted to the spot. Chandler Black with the ball. It's Lodi. Buckled over by Arturo Vidal. Punches the grass in anger. Physical approach to the game from the Chilean. I think Messi and Suarez particularly appreciate it, don't they? Because he does do a lot of the dirty work.
Well, and in defense and in attack, because he might be defending in the Barcelona box when the Atletico Madrid attack, and 5 seconds or 10 seconds late he's getting into the box of Atletico de Madrid. So he's covering a lot of room.
And that's a perfect example, Albert, of what the Spanish mean when they talk about a midfielder with llegada, isn't it? The ability to appear in the box at the right time.
Exactly.
Vidal's done that time and time again, hasn't he?
And English were also the box-to-box player.
Yeah.
I mean, players who can even get into the box, attacking and defend into their own box. So he's fantastic. I think he gives Barcelona to a different rhythm. He's I always say this. It's chaotic, but it's good for Barcelona. These little chaos, and he's helping a lot to the team.
Suarez, Vidal, Semedo, Busquets. Semedo again. Just gets off balance but finds Puig, who gets away from Partey, who completely takes Ricky Puig out. That's a free kick. He got away from Thomas Partey. Partey didn't let him get any further. Free kick to Barcelona.
What a piece of skill, by the way.
For Busquets. Oh yeah, but lovely Busquets too, and that. Partey's response is to bring down Puig. An opportunity from another set piece for Barcelona with 4 minutes to go until half time and the score of 1-1. Jano Black trying to organise things. What will Leo Messi do this time? Thomas, Saul, and Diego Costa forming a wall outside the penalty area. That gives you an idea of the distance. This one is 27 metres. Nobody doubts Messi can hit the target, but can he hit the target and beat Jano Black from that distance, or does Messi have something else up his sleeve? Looking calm. Takes a slight deflection and Black saved it. But boy, oh boy, he had to work to do so. Brilliant free kick from Messi. Just takes a deflection off Saul, I believe. Wrong-footed Black. There you go. Managed to rectify and palm it over the top. What a brilliant goalkeeper Jano Black is. What a superb free kick from Messi. It's another corner for Barcelona, their second of the game. Can Messi put Black and Costa in the same kind of situation again? Well, almost as though playing with Costa, he drives it into that near post, and Costa this time heads clear. Rakitic. Semedo. Rakitic to Busquets, returns it to him. Messi. It's away from Thomas Partey. Barclay. Rakitic. Semedo. Busquets. Flick over the top to Rakitic.
What Barcelona doing too much is what they did, most of the game, which is probably they will do now, finding Jordi Alba to the left side. The reason possibly will be that to play in this diamond shape, they have one more player in the middle, which is Ricky Puig, and he's fantastic in this crowded area, receiving the ball and passing the ball. So they prefer now to attack through the middle. Despite Atletico Madrid, they put in a lot of number there, but they know that the superiority of the extra men in the attacking situations are in the middle and not wide. That's why they try to play more through the middle with Ricky Puig and not as much with Jordi Alba that we used to see every single game.
Well dealt with by the Barca defence as Costa and beat Gerard Piqué to the aerial ball sent all the way from the Atletico area by Jano Black. That's a good ball on Messi. Taking on Lodi, gets into the area. Looking for Suarez, but only finding Jimenez who clears it into touch. Look what a nasty deflection that is, and how brilliantly Jano Black was able to readjust after being wrong-footed there. Fine save. Possibly the best shot stopper in Europe, I suspect.
There's no doubt he's one of the best goalkeepers in football. So saving and giving a lot of points to Atletico de Madrid. That whole team really defended very well, but on top of that, they have a top goalkeeper to save these kind of situations.
The 45 minutes are up, 4 minutes have been added. Simeone, as always, very active on the sidelines, looking for his first LaLiga win against Barcelona.
I think it's time for Atletico Madrid, Simon, to, hold the ball, try to keep it as long as possible. They are not as fresh, and they don't have these clear ideas they had at the beginning of the first half. So it's more difficult for them now to find the strikers, to put some passes in a row, and now it's time to defend. I mean, there are some moments in the game that you can see that you can harm the opposition by having the ball, and there are some moments where you see and you feel the opposition is better than you, and these are the moments where you really have to, defend very well, very tight. It's 3 minutes to the halftime, and now what they don't want is to concede another goal before the halftime, so they should be good in defense now.
Rakitic losing out to Saul. Saul trying to get outside Rakitic, who's grabbing quite a bit of Saul's shirt. The linesman suggesting that should be a goal kick. Well, we saw referee Hernandez talking to Diego Costa, calming him down. Costa not a man to let a decision that he feels goes against him. He's not a man to let that go and calmly take it in a philosophical fashion. And I think referee Hernandez just telling him to button his lip a bit.
And how important is Diego Costa as a reference, Simon? When Atletico have problems to attack, at the moment that they feel pressed from Barcelona, they just look for Diego Costa. He comes to the ball, he holds it, he plays it back, and this is fantastic. To have a striker always available to receive the ball when you are in trouble is top.
Felipe, Saul, and then if the Arias back to Saul, Puch sprinting after the ball. Played back to all black. It was awkward for Lodi, kept it in play. Simeone urging him forward. He finds Carrasco. And Tomas. Carrasco again. Lovely play from Yannick Carrasco. How he kept his balance, so then he's going to try a shot. It's brilliantly brought by Piqué. And Alba getting the foot out. It will be a corner. Listen to Alba and Piqué screaming. In the end, it's really well defended because that was an excellent attack. Carrasco, so difficult to get off the ball.
Yeah, they're asking for a handball
Yep.
to Diego Costa, but I think it wasn't. When Carrasco had the shot a couple of seconds ago, I think it was Llorente who made a run forward, and if he passed the ball to him, it was onside. It would have been a 1v1 with Ter Stegen.
Well, presumably the last action of this half is going to be the corner for Atletico. Jimenez and Felipe have gone up for it. It's driven in low and cleared by Luis Suarez. Awkward for Tomas. This is Arias. Shadowed by Puch. Not a bad idea from Arias. Didn't quite execute. Ter Stegen clears. Ball comes to Busquets, and the half-time whistle goes. The Barcelona bench, Griezmann included, head towards the tunnel. It's 1-1 after a very lively first half. Barcelona got the start they wanted with the Diego Costa own goal that came from a bit of Leo Messi brilliance, but a penalty committed by Arturo Vidal permitted Atletico to get the equaliser, scored on the second attempt by Saul Niguez after Ter Stegen had saved, but illegally from Diego Costa. Albert, plenty to look forward to in the second half. Very briefly, who's on top?
Well, both teams have played the game, and both teams are doing great. There was a moment of Barcelona control. Atletico Madrid lost the control a little bit, found Costa, and in the last 5 minutes they kept attacking. So fantastic game and good football from part of the two teams.
In the Camp Nou, half-time score, Football Club Barcelona 1, Atletico Madrid 1.
Everything. It won't let you down. LaLiga Top Cards is here. The official LaLiga card game. Collect players, upgrade them as you go, create your own team, and compete against other users. Do you have what it takes to become the world's best manager? Download LaLiga Top Cards free and start enjoying all the excitement of LaLiga. Valencia might be famished for the 3 points, but will their hunger be a match for that of the Lions? Tomorrow, La Liga Santander, Valencia Athletic on La Liga TV.
I got that swing, swag in my hips. Everybody wanna do what they can do it like this. I got that bling, twinkle in my eyes. See, they could every step, you know, and I ain't even trying. I want it, I get it. I like it, I love it, like cashing my chips. I put my money on it, that's how you know I'm on it. Shot calling, I'm ballin', I'm on it.
There is a place where euphoria and passion collide. This is it.
Salva Sevilla has it saved. After 2 players called for it, Budimir is one of them. And it is headed towards goal for Cheka with a phenomenal save, but he cannot keep out the follow-up. It is Cucho Hernandez. Goes the post, and it's turned in. It's immediately rules out them.
Villarreal planned a triumphant entrance up the Guadalquivir, but Betis have launched their anti-submarine defense. Tomorrow, La Liga Santander, Betis Villarreal on La Liga TV.
Half-time at the Camp Nou, where it's 1-1 between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. It's been a cracking showdown between two of La Liga's biggest giants. A very spirited affair between two of the teams that are leading the pack, especially in the opening 30 minutes, we could say, before the cooling break. The tempo dropped a little bit after that, with most of the attacking coming really from the opening 30 minutes, that first half hour. But the main attraction in 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it was a very open game. As you can see here, both teams had chances. Barcelona proposed a game that perhaps Atletico Madrid did not expect, in the sense that they populated the midfield in a diamond-shaped formation that's been well analysed by Xavi Ferrer in commentary. That has meant that a lot of the attacks came through the centre, but also meant that when they lost the ball, they recovered it early. So the traits of the old Barcelona, if you like, were there. A lot of the times Atletico Madrid could not get from the back. This is, for example, proof of it, and this is, of course, the goal. I think it may be a deflection from Busquets. Costa doesn't see the flight of the ball completely and makes a very strange move for actually to concede the goal in his own goal. This is it. He thinks he's going to head the ball, but the ball has gone low by then. Yeah, so it goes through his legs. I've never seen an own goal score like this. It's not easy.
It's a bit of a strange one, for sure.
But it kind of represented what was happening. Atletico Madrid, when they realized that there were so many players in the middle for Barcelona, they were attacking down the flanks, especially down this left flank where Carrasco has been very active. And this was a moment where actually Arturo Vidal concedes a penalty.
This was only 2 minutes after Barcelona took the lead.
Yeah, it was that kind of game, especially Atletico Madrid when they had the ball, they were very direct. And once he got into the box, there's not much complaint there. There's a contact. Carrasco feels it, goes down, and it's a penalty with a little bit of controversy. It's safe first by Ter Stegen, but he had both feet away from the goal line. VAR said that. You know who's in VAR? Mateo Laoz is in VAR, who will tell you everything that's happening, of course. And the penalty gets taken again, not by Costa, who's having a nightmare in that first 20 minutes, but by Saul, who's playing in the centre of midfield and comfortable in his role there. He's playing in so many positions. But that 1-1, yes, did represent what was happening as well.
And here again we see a very spirited Messi as well. Had a fabulous few shots on goal, this being one of them. He hit the woodwork at one point as well too. He's getting very, very close indeed maybe to hitting that goal that he so badly wants.
Yes, he is, as always, everything that Barcelona do goes around Messi. He sometimes starts on the right hand side, takes the free kicks, of course. This one had a deflection and needed a good move from Oblak, but sometimes he moves in the centre. Everything works around Messi, but he's got friends around him, people that understand how he plays. Ricky Puig, Arturo Vidal, Luis Suarez, and that's most of the danger that Barcelona has created through them.
Definitely see a lot of movement, much better from them today in that regard. Well, here's some stats. As usual, no surprise that Barcelona would be leading in terms of possession. That's the way they like it. Same with Atletico Madrid. They like the rivals to have the possession. There you see 4 goal attempts compared to Atletico Madrid's 1, which of course was the penalty, the second one scored. That is Barcelona leading in terms of shots as well, nearly tripling the shots that have been taken by Atletico Madrid thus far. But in terms of just about everything else, with the exception of passing, it's relatively even between these two. Well, here is what the live standings look like. If this result is to stand, Barcelona would creep just within 1 point behind Real Madrid, keeping it very, very close indeed in terms of the title race. As for Atletico Madrid, they would fall 11 points behind the Catalan Giants. So we'll see if they're able to hold on, if they can walk away with the 3 points, or if it's going to be Atletico Madrid who get their first win at the Camp Nou in 14 years in LaLiga. So to find out, we'll hand you back over to your commentary duo of Simon Hanley and Albert Ferrer. Enjoy what's coming up. See you soon.
Espanyol thought the fight to avoid relegation was going to be tough. It was because they were thinking about visits, like this one. Thursday, La Liga Santander, Real Sociedad Espanyol on La Liga TV. Some passions are a lifelong affair. Born early on when you're young, and which accompany you throughout your entire life. Because although you can move house, change your car, even change partners, switching teams is impossible. And something that's forever is worth looking after. Give free rein to your passion on La Liga TV. Deep down, magic comes down to somebody being able to do something that escapes our comprehension. In La Liga, this happens quite a lot. There are thousands of occurrences which might appear to be supernatural. But no matter how much magic there is on the pitch, you won't miss a trick. It's hard to imagine a world in which Messi is a right-footed player. United States, the world's greatest football team. A world in which Zidane has Maradona's looks. Guardiola is a legend in Madrid. All referees are loved by everyone. Pretty incredible, right? Yes, things would probably be quite different in an upside-down world. But even still, football would continue being just as marvelous as it is today. Those 3 points could mean winning the league or playing in the Champions. And against a competitive rival like this one, it's going to be blood, sweat and tears. Thursday, LaLiga Santander, Real Madrid Getafe on LaLiga TV. They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can next around now, say the same thing. Make way for the king. Make way for the king.
Welcome back to the Camp Nou, where the half-time score in this huge game between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid is 1-1. João Felix there warming up with the Atletico substitutes. Trippier, one of them. I'd be surprised at all to see João Felix at some stage in the second half. Monaco there. Just chatting with Saul, I believe it is, yes indeed, in the tunnel of the Camp Nou before the Atletico players come out onto the pitch. Albert Ferrer is with me for this one. Albert, it looks to me as though Diego Simeone has perhaps more options to make changes than Quique Setién.
Well, we have a lot of options there, and if you look at the bench, attacking-wise, obviously, he's got João Felix, he's got Morata. He could change them both and put them all together, or he can basically put one of them up front, and depending how the game is, he could put one of the strikers, either Llorente, or bring another striker and play a 4-5-1. But definitely he's got some options there. Let's see how the two holding midfielders are in terms of physicality, because otherwise Herrera could stick in the midfield and replace one of them, or play with three midfielders. Basically, these are the substitutions that I think they have more options to go onto the game.
Atletico have caused Barcelona problems going forward, haven't they, in the first half?
Yeah. Because as we said, Barcelona defending this in this diamond shape. Obviously, the wide areas is difficult to cover for them. Arturo Vidal is the one who always has to track back when Lodi goes forward, and sometimes he goes on time, sometimes it's a bit late, and when it's late, obviously there is an extra man in that area, and they put the crosses very quick. So Atletico are doing very well. They know where is the weak area, the weak space for Barcelona, which is in the flanks. And Simon, it is good to see them also playing. We've been chatting before we started the second half, seeing Carrasco getting involved in the game and seeing Atletico Madrid just basically going forward, not through a long ball to Diego Costa. It's just more to play in between the lines with mainly Carrasco in the first half. We've seen Correa also. So we know that they have good players. We've always been asking Atletico Madrid to play a nicer football. They tried at the beginning with Lemar. Possibly didn't have, the continuity that we expected. But with Carrasco, with Correa, with Llorente dropping and linking, they can play better football, and we've seen these 45 minutes that they have done, and this is a fantastic news for football and also for Atletico de Madrid.
Carrasco has been one of the positive surprises, I think, since the restart, hasn't he?
Yeah, because and we normally see Carrasco playing and attacking very wide on the line, but because Lodi is so offensive, Carrasco has to come inside, but he's good always playing inside. In between the lines, he moves well, in short spaces, he receives good the ball, has a good control, he straight away he just turns and look forward, so possibly is one of the best players of Atletico de Madrid in these 45 minutes. Let's see if he's able to keep the rhythm, because he has to keep always Chelsea chasing Semedo like now, but I think he's one of the best players of Atletico de Madrid so far.
The same 22 players that finished the first half start the second. Barcelona attacking the goal to the left of your screens. Good interception there by Arias. Correa on the ball. He hesitates before letting that one go, and Ricky Puig was quickly in there with the challenge. It will be a throw to Atletico, though. The question about Ricky Puig is whether he can last the whole 90 minutes. It's a big ask, really, against the physicality of a team like Atletico. Correa does well. It was rather dubious defending from Barcelona. Didn't quite seem to know what he was doing there, Piqué. Correa nearly took advantage.
Yeah, he's a very clever one. He's always there trying to get some balls, and he's very direct. I think he's having a good season also. And talking about the substitution, as we said about Atletico de Madrid, regarding Barcelona, what you said about Ricky Puig, possibly not lasting the 90 minutes. Obviously, Barcelona have mainly I think the two clear options in attack. If there is a substitution, it will be Fati or Griezmann.
Yeah.
If any of them come, for instance, if Griezmann comes, he can play in the same role as Ricky Puig and play like behind the striker. But if Fati comes on, Fati will play wider, and then Barcelona will become again a 4-3-3 formation. So they have two options there, to keep the 4-4-2 in Diamond, or to go back to 4-3-3 with Ansu Fati, and we'll see is any of these two players come on in the second half.
Messi gets it back for Semedo, quick to find Puig under pressure. Just failing to link with Busquets, but the ball collected here wide on the left by Ivan Rakitic. Puig. Under pressure from Arias, he managed to get it back to Rakitic. Semedo to Vidal. Suarez looking to link with Semedo, goes down, and the referee pointing to the spot.
Yeah, I think it's
Semedo down. Not too much reaction or negative reaction from the Atletico players. And he just catches him, doesn't he? Felipe, just inside the area. Semedo goes down. About an inch inside the area. He gets his foot to the ball. Felipe, just a little bit slow perhaps to get there. And it's a penalty for Barcelona, the second penalty of the game, or third if you like. Because of course, Ter Stegen saved from Diego Costa before he was adjudged to have moved forward off the goal line before Costa struck the free kick.
I think that Felipe seems to me that he said to the referee, "Te lo juro," meaning I swear. I believe he didn't touch him, but on the replay we can see that he's half a second late and he touches Semedo's foot.
Well, it's a historical moment, Albert, because it's going to be Leo Messi, and of course if he scores, it's his 700th first-class goal between club and country. Not too many players in the history of the game have managed that. Messi has to beat Oblak to get there, and that's easier said than done. Up steps Messi, and he cheekily chips it to make it 2-1 to Barca. But Black went to his left. Messi with a Panenka-style penalty. Barca regain the lead. Leo Messi with his 700th career goal.
And when he decides how is he gonna take it, he might be thinking this is gonna be my 700th. Everybody will be looking. So why not do it in a different way? You know. So he just invented it. This Panenka style, as you said, he has to be very, very confident to do that when everybody is expecting for you to score the 700th. But this is Messi. What else can we say?
There will never be another Leo Messi, Albert. Nobody can play football like Leo Messi. Leo Messi is the record book. That's his goal number 700. Barcelona, just 5 minutes after the restart, take the lead again. Barcelona 2, Atletico 1. That's a good interception by Clement Lenglet. He was caught on the ball, however. Fortunately for him, Busquets was in the right place at the right time. Semedo. Vidal. Caught by Saul and dispossessed. It's Thomas. He's in turn dispossessed by Ricky Puig. He comes to Suarez. Messi trying to take it off him. And it's played out by Felipe, who's going to get a yellow card for a very reckless challenge indeed. The ball got away from him and he went in on Busquets. And I think he can have no argument with the referee's decision there. Yellow card for Felipe, looking at it again. Just got away from him. And he clatters into the interior of Busquets' leg there, catching on the right shin, as well as maybe the left knee. And it's a free kick and a yellow card for Felipe.
Well, this is a bit of frustration after what happened in the penalty. He wanted to do something special. The first action was good, then he miscontrolled the ball. It went a bit too long. And it's fair to say that before he collapsed with Busquets, he touched the ball with his right foot. But it's fair to say also that it's a dangerous play, and the yellow card is clear.
It's 2-2 in terms of yellow cards. Ter Stegen and Piqué for Barcelona. Felipe and Saul for Atletico. Suarez looking to link with Vidal. Thomas plays it out. Costa finds Correa. Correa looking for Carrasco's run. But Ter Stegen, although very nearly playing himself into some kind of farcical trouble there, managed to respond in time. And Carrasco, I think, congratulated him for his party trick. Vidal back to Gerard Piqué under pressure from Costa. Ter Stegen, calm as you like, plays down to Rakitic's Piqué.
It's a good game for Rakitic also. He's very positional. Also in the position where he has to stay in the build-up. He's the third central back, always trying to help the central back to the left side. Never going forward, just covering Busquets all the time, because he knows that Ricky and Vidal, most of the time, they won't be there, so he's given the position very cleverly.
Vidal combining with Ricky Puig. Alba first time back in. Puig again. Here's Rakitic. Piqué. Rakitic again. Now Alba. Can't see a way through. Back to Rakitic, who sends it back to Ter Stegen. Piqué returning it to the keeper once more. Under pressure from Diego Costa. He looks to link with Jordi Alba. Neither Alba nor Arias got a touch. Although Alba felt maybe that Arias did.
And good reaction from Atletico Madrid. I mean, they considered the goal, but they just kept going, pressing high, making life difficult for Barcelona. And, this is the way. I mean, it is difficult to turn the situation around when Barcelona scored the second, and we can see Sarabia complaining on the bench. But it's perfect what they do.
Arturo Vidal, under pressure from Carrasco, returns it to Ter Stegen, who plays down quickly to Nelson Semedo. Vidal going with him on his right. Busquets caught, gives it away. Good work from Costa again. That's a risky ball. Felipe clears. And Joao Piqué able to watch it cross the line for a Barcelona throw. Busquets. Semedo into Messi. Messi found his route through, blocked by the towering presence of Thomas Partey. That's Griezmann and Ansu Fati warm up. The two changes you said were perhaps likely to be in the forefront of Quique Setien's mind. Whether he brings them both on is a different question. Messi did really well, just couldn't quite get past Felipe. Costa finds Correa, lovely ball. Really good reactions again from Correa. Arias. Llorente returns it to Arias. Llorente goes down under the challenge of Piqué, but gets back to his feet. Arias with the cross. Costa's up there! And he got the better of Vidal and wasn't too far off the target. Simeone applauds as well he might. They are looking dangerous, Atletico, on the break, Albert, as you said.
Yeah, it's a fantastic counter-attack. Despite Rakitic was trying to help and trying to block Arias, the cross was very good. And it's strange that Diego Costa misses the goal because it was a clear challenge and he had time to think and he had advantage on Vidal. Well, he didn't hit the target, but it was a good piece of play from Atletico Madrid. As I said, after the reaction they had, it was very good. And they keep pushing, they keep attacking. At the moment that they have a space, they go. So well, this is the only way. I think it won't be useful to sit back and wait for Barcelona to have the possession. And I think they reacted pretty well.
The two fives clashing there, Busquets and Thomas. Busquets won the free kick. It's Piqué on the ball for Barcelona. Semedo gets it back from Busquets. Piqué again. Now Ter Stegen. Waits for Llorente to arrive, sends it long, but it's collected by Leo Messi. Messi seeing the arrival of Ricky Puig, who just about got on the end of it. What a ball from Messi. He's making a tremendous run. Gets the toe of the right boot on it. Needed about 10 centimetres more pace to get behind the ball completely, Ricky Puig.
And it was a good play for Barcelona because Atleti plays well, very high. And then when they did, they put two players at the same side. Was Messi, I think Suarez, waiting for the ball on the right side. Was Messi the one who got the ball? And Ricky Puig saw the gap, saw the space, was running through the space. It is true that Arias reacted very well. The pass of Messi was very good. And unfortunately, he couldn't control the ball, but a good counter-attack from Barcelona. It is good this game because at the moment that any of the teams leaves a space or there is a misunderstanding in the pressing, the other just take the advantage and can create a chance of goal within a minute.
Piqué for Barcelona, returning it to Ter Stegen again. Rakitic. Piqué brings the ball under control. Vidal looking to link with Semedo. No problems for Felipe. Turns it back to Oblak. Doesn't think too long before sending it sky high. It was one in the air by Busquets. Throw which Lodi will take for Atletico. Well, you'd expect the managers to start thinking about changes. They'll have been thinking for a long time, but those changes won't take too much longer to come, I suspect, Albert. It's Messi.
No, probably the team that needs it the most is Atletico de Madrid. I think they need some fresh legs. Even seen Felipe a little bit in trouble there and possibly out of rhythm a little bit. But they need to do something.
Llorente. Now Saul. Caught by Puig, who's really taking his defensive duties seriously tonight. Arias. Saul to Thomas. Pulls away from Ricky Puig. Ricky Puig then runs into Arias and was sent flying a couple of steps backwards. Messi over the top. Suarez gets a touch. Doesn't have the pace of Felipe though. Manages to get the ball back to Black. Lodi. Messi takes it off him. And Messi not happy. Carrasco turns to the referee asking for a yellow card for Leo Messi for kicking the ball away. And Messi gets it. Well, just showing how deeply fixed in this game Leo Messi is. He was so furious on that one.
Well, actually, I don't think there's the free kick is.
Exactly.
I think
that explains Messi's frustration, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Having made the effort to track back and win the ball. But as we often say, you do not want to make Leo Messi angry. Carrasco bursts through the middle. Down he goes again. And it's another penalty. Well, Hernandez is having plenty of work tonight. He had no hesitation. Semedo, the guilty party. Carrasco goes down. And it's another penalty for Atletico. And it's going to be Saul again.
I think he didn't do it on purpose. No. Just Carrasco just ran in front of him, and he touches his foot. We see here. He tries to avoid Carrasco, but the moment that he crosses, Carrasco just touches his foot, and Carrasco goes down.
Quite astonishing, though, the advantage Carrasco got in terms of meters over such a short sprint. Can Saul repeat the trick? Can he beat Ter Stegen again? Ter Stegen already on a yellow card, remember? Referee Hernandez telling him to remember to keep 1 foot on the line. Saul against Ter Stegen. And Ter Stegen so nearly saved it. But Saul, with a huge grin on his face, gets the equaliser. The second equaliser for the Colchoneros. Ter Stegen went the right way and got quite a lot of glove behind that one, but it just trickled between his glove and the post. Saul scores his second from the spot, and Atletico right back in it.
Well, what we said about Atletico, they never give up, and it's all about Carrasco. Got that ball, and he went driving the ball, went forward, straight to goal, got the penalty, and then Saul took the responsibility nearly.
That's so frustrating for Ter Stegen, isn't it?
Yeah, because
got both hands on the ball.
Because it's very difficult to guess where the ball goes, but once you guessed it, I mean, not save it is even more frustrated. But, 2-2, Atletico got the equalizer. We've seen Sergio Roberto, that we had some doubts he will be fully fit. So we've seen Sergio Roberto will play as a left back.
Oh, it's given away by Busquets. Correa looking for Carrasco again. He brings it under control. Lays it off for Lodi. Lodi's drive in. Nobody on the other end of it. It'll be a goal kick, but looking very sharp now, Atletico, as Barcelona find themselves on the back foot. Just to confirm, Ivan Rakitic has been replaced by Sergio Roberto.
Well, it seems like Sergio Roberto will take that left back position, but no, he's taking Rakitic's position in midfield, so everything stays the same.
To throw to Barcelona. Well, with Conke absent through suspension, the performance tonight of Saul Niguez, assuming the responsibility, solid as a rock in midfield, is proving to be absolutely crucial. Puig leaves it for Suarez, who in turn picks out Jordi Alba, Ricky Puig again.
And Thomas Simon, I think.
Yes.
Both of them have worked very hard, considering they've been out of number most of the times in midfield, but they have defended pretty well, pretty tight. possibly one of them two will be substituted. I don't think they'll last both of them for 90 minutes. Herrera should be coming on at some stage, but good work from both.
Arturo Vidal for Barcelona inside to Messi. And lovely play by Costa, helping out Carrasco there. Costa gets away from Vidal. Vidal fighting back. Costa holding on to the possession. Down he goes. And it's a free kick. You could hear the scream from Diego Costa. And you can hear Costa.
He said, "No me tocaste, you mean you didn't touch me?" He's asking him.
Because he heard what Vidal said.
Yeah, he catches his left foot.
I never touched him, ref. Oh, yes, you did. He tries to avoid the touching, doesn't he? He bends his, both his legs at the knee.
Yeah,
Tries
but
to
still
avoid the
catch him.
contact, but does catch him. And Costa's response, disbelief. How could anybody suggest Diego Costa took a dive? Certainly didn't on that occasion. It's a free kick to Atletico. Carrasco again, it's headed away by Jordi Alba. Lodi finds Carrasco once more, he can't bring it under control. But it'll be Atletico to continue the pressure on Barcelona. It's their throw. Simeone looking on. Carrasco causing all kinds of problems. Finds Costa. Tomas. Carrasco. Oh, that's superb from Joao Piqué, collected by Puig. Puig finding Sergio Roberto. Now Messi. Sergio Roberto goes inside. Semedo.
Well, the difference between Sergio Roberto and Rakitic, talking about the substitution, is that Sergio Roberto can control and pass the ball, same as Rakitic, but he's more offensive. We will see him getting into the box, more times than Rakitic. He won't be so
Messi's
positional.
cross dealt with by Oblak. Sergio Roberto took part in the first two games after the restart. Had no protagonism in the next three. Problem with his ribs, and now back for this second half for Barcelona, or the remaining quarter of the game. 66, nearly 67 on the clock. 2-2. Atletico twice go behind, twice equalised through Saul from the penalty spot. Great determination from Ricky Puig there to get away from Llorente. Messi. Back to Sergio Busquets. Puig. Semedo. Messi. It's inside Lodi. Lovely angled chip into the box. Well dealt with by Arias. Busquets for Barcelona. Barcelona holding on to the ball. Seeking to break down this red and white defence. Semedo finds Messi in the box. Vidal's cross. Arias there to clear to put it behind for a corner. And just looking a bit sharper, the passing from Barcelona around the Atletico area in the last couple of minutes.
Yes, they feel comfortable, Simon, playing this way. They put a lot of players there. They're finding his teammate very fast and good defending also for Atletico Madrid.
Messi with the corner. It's with it to the far post. A huge appeal from Rakitic amongst others that Gerard Piqué was fouled. Jimenez helping Piqué up.
Well, there is a contact there. I think Piqué, when he feel the contact, he just let himself down.
I mean, with the hands up and the going down, I think referee Hernandez felt that it was exaggerated, but Jimenez was on top of him.
There is Joao Felix, I think.
Well, once again, we're looking at Eder Sarabia. Llorente goes off, replaced by Joao Felix. If you had to sum up Marcos Llorente's match, how would you do it?
It was very good. It wasn't as decisive as other games, but he had a good work. He moved well in between the two lines of Atletico. He held Costa. It was good. Not the price test of his games. He had better games, but obviously he's playing against Barcelona. But it was pretty good.
Jordi Alba, well defended by Arias. Played inside by Sergio Roberto. It comes to Ricky Puig. Piqué. Semedo. Busquets. Ball to Puig. Puig trying to link with Suarez, but it's cleared by Jimenez. Barca start again. 20 minutes to go. Absolutely superbly poised, this one. Vidal goes down. Waits long enough almost for that one to hatch before hearing the referee's decision. It's floated over the top to Semedo. Cuts it back. Messi leaves it. Vidal so close. Trying to curl it from the edge of the box. Good run in from Nelson Semedo.
Who I think, if it wasn't for Messi, I would have called him the man of the match because he's been outstanding, attacking all the time through the right side, and defending and attacking and putting crosses. And I think he's been outstanding. There was some moment of the season that it was a doubt with Semedo, it would be the right back, or Sergio Roberto. Well, actually, Semedo's more right back than Sergio Roberto. It is true that the ball at the beginning when he came, he had some problems with the ball. He lost a lot of balls, but when he adapted to the game, I think he's sharper, he's faster, so he's a real fullback.
Correa did really well there. Correa again, Arias calling for it. Instead, it's Costa tries to backheeler straight into Longley. Collected by Sergio Roberto. Oh, he finds Suarez so well. Suarez needs support, gets it from Ricky Puig. Messi. Oh, what a ball from Messi. Vidal. It's almost too good, that through ball from Leo Messi. Vidal quick to take the throw in. Ricky Puig. Alba.